So you can see here, these are the requirements. You have 1 gigabyte free and 1 point, so almost this space around 7 or 8 gigabytes just for the Oracle. Okay, so this is how you're going to be going, where you're going. You go to oracle.com, but you will not see this one. This is old already. So the first thing you have to know is whether your computer is a 64-bit system or a 32-bit. Do you know where you're going to be looking at that? So in order for you to know what kind of, so where will you go? As I told you, you will go to oracle.com. So do you have your laptops with you right now? So at
Yes,
least I will
ma'am.
be able to guide you. So go to oracle.com. But first, yeah, I remember. You have to know whether your computer is a 64-bit or a 32-bit. Why is that? Because there's an installer for 32-bit and there's an installer for a 64-bit. So please, can you go to oracle.com? So what have you seen?
Products, yung may products resources support po.
Okay, so you choose, you choose 11G Express Edition. Why Express Edition? You specify if it's 64 or 32-bit. You type it again in Google. Yeah, installer 11G. I will write it here. Insta download. Installer 11G Oracle Express Edition. Okay? And then, okay. So in here, where's that? So I will type installer Oracle 11G 64-bit. You type also Windows, whatever is your version. So because mostly 11G, since it's an older version, we already have so much, but that is what is in your LMS. But it's just a little bit change on the syntax. You have to write which version of your OS is. So when you go there, you will see mine is 64-bit. There are two installer. Do you see that or you only have one? What do you see? If you have two, because I'm having trouble application. Yeah, okay, where am I? Yeah, this one. So can you see now my screen? What do
Yes,
you see?
ma'am.
Okay, so you see I have a 64-bit in my laptop. So I have two. I have Windows 1 and Windows 64 11G release 2. So how will I do that? So that you download it, of course. After you download that, you will put it in, where will you put it? If you have drive D, drive C, it's up to you. So how are you going to extract that? When you extract, because both their names are database, remember. So if you will extract this, That's database. And if you will extract this, it's still database. So it will overwrite the other one. So after you extract this one to whatever drive you want to, you rename it to database 1. Okay? Then the next time you extract this, they should be together. So how is that? This, I will show you where it is. How when I extracted it, I put it in my drive C. Okay. So I put it in my drive C, and I will stop my share. I will show it to you. Wait. Where will I go? Yeah, that's it. Okay. So you can see I have database 1. This is the 2. Remember? Database 1, and this is the number 1, and this is 1 of 2, 2 of 2. So I rename it. So after I extracted it here, what will I do? I will go to database, the number 2. I will go to components. I will copy all of this. Okay? After I copy all of this, I will go back to database 1. In database 1, I will go to stage and components and just paste it. Do I have to repeat or it's clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Again?
Pwede
Or
pong
no
pa-repeat.
need? Okay, pa-repeat. So remember, what did the one, I have 2 files, right? Wait, I will show you again. Here.
Parehas po na ida-download yung 1 of 2 and
Yes
2 of 2,
po.
ma'am.
Yes po. Where is that? This one. So you can see, right? So let me copy this one. So you have 1 of 2. Okay? And I have 2 of 2. So the first thing I will do, I will extract this. So this will become the name, the default name is just database. But both of them have name databases. So what will you do? After you extract the first one, so I will download it, okay? So it will take time. So this is how you download, review, and download this. So let me remind you, if you download, you should have an account in Oracle. So since I have account in Oracle, you can see, is it clear? You can see my screen, anak?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you don't have an account, just create an account. Since I have an account, I use my email. And of course, my password. And all I have to do is sign in and immediately, wait, what happened? It should be, what happened? Yeah, I forgot. I have so many passwords. Yeah, and my password. Okay. So after that, immediately my download should be starting. You see, okay? So when I download it, it's 1.1 gigabyte. It will take time. So what will happen is, you remember, it's okay now, huh? It's clear. You have 2 database, 1 and 2. So do not extract both at the same time. After you extract the first one, you rename it to any other names as long as it's not the same, because they have both the name database and it will overwrite the other database. Okay? So,
Yes.
so how? Okay, so what will happen is this one. Okay? This one now, after I downloaded it, I will have now database 1, which is the first, and database, which is the second. So what will happen? I will go to my second file. My second file has a folder named stage and components. So what will I do? I will just copy all of this and go back to database one, which has the same folder, which is stage, and not component, but components. Remember, it's components, and just paste it here. So it will be complete. So is that okay? Is that clear? That is how you
Yes,
will
ma'am.
put the files together. So now you just click setup. So where is that? I will show you because I already have that in my laptop. Okay, so wait in here. So in here now, so we go now here. After you click set up, this will be happening. Install the database Oracle. So this, you will see this open setup. So you just click setup. Then after that, you will see this message, error message that it doesn't meet minimum requirements. Just click yes, okay? And then continue. If you want to provide your email, it's okay. If you don't want to provide the email, just click next. Uh, Uncheck this one and just click next. Then after that, this is when you don't provide your email, just click next. So in here, since we're just starting, we will still do create and configure a database. Okay? Then after that, click next. I will give you this file, don't worry. And you will see this. We will be choosing desktop because the server class, it says Express Edition. So some of the enterprise development tools are not available. So we will just, for the meantime, use desktop class. And after that, this is where you should take a screenshot. So Oracle base, what does it mean? Where is your Oracle located? So your Oracle is located at your in my computer in Drive C folder app and subfolder admin. And the software location, what does that mean? Where is the JDK or the executable files? It's in DB Home. This is it. Admin product 11.2. I will show it to you later. And the database is in Aura Data. So this is what you have to remember. Your global database name. Sometimes we call that the system identifier, SID. So mine is ORLC, or you can change it to whatever name you can want. And we have the administrative password, the usual capital, doesn't have special characters, more than 8 characters. Okay? Then you just click next. Then after that, in here, after you click that, it will now do the prerequisite checks. If your computer or your laptop is able to handle the Oracle software. So after this, you can save this and click finish. It's not finished. It's just the structure. So how is it? It will be doing the database now. And this is what is going to be taking so long. It will take around 5 minutes or so. It depends on your core. If you're i3, R5, or i7, then it will be longer. So this will be finished, and the password management. Now you will be having your Oracle. So how would you know you will have Oracle installed in your system? So Oracle and like any other programming language, you can use command line interface or CLI. It's what we commonly are used to command prompt. Okay, so or we can use an IDE, Integrated Development Environment, and in this case, it's SQL development. Okay, so I will show you where it is. So we look for CMD. It's command prompt. Okay, so in here, I have my C drive. This is where we do the MS-DOS. Microsoft DOS, this operating system. So in here, we will do, how we'll know we have Oracle. So the basic word is SQL Plus. So SQL Plus is, SQL is pronounced as SQL. Okay. So SQL Plus, it will ask my username. What is my username? Remember the one I told you about the password. So I have here system and my password. I will write it. And I am now connected to Oracle in here. So if you see this, it means to say you have installed Oracle correctly. So you should see this one. Okay. So let's exit there. This is command line interface. Okay. So how is it that I am in Drive C user ASUS, but why can I be able to access SQL Plus? This is what we call the system variables. You understand system variables? So where is it? System variables. I will do path. What is path? Okay. So let's go to system variables. So if you don't know, okay. So can you see now? What
Yes,
do you see? So this is the command line interface. So let's exit. Let's clear screen. So how would I go here? Do you know how to go to command prompt? Sige nga po. Do you know how? So you will just go to your Windows Start button or search, you type CMD and just click it. When you click that, you will see this one. Okay? So this is your command prompt. This is what you call command line interface. So how would I know if what I did was successful? If I have Oracle in my computer. So simple, type SQL Plus. Okay? So after you type SQL Plus, it will ask you your username. So what is the username? That is, remember, you have your username and password and you just have to write it here. So the default user is system. Okay? And you just write your password. And you can see when this comes out, Oracle Database 11G, if you see this, it means to say that you have installed your Oracle successfully. Okay? So what's the first thing? Download, unzip, extract into different folders with two different names. Click the setup. And if you want to check, go to command line interface. Okay? So no problem with MS-DOS. MS-DOS, command line interface, command prompt are just all synonymously the same. Okay? So let's stop this and another one. Let's go. Okay. Okay. So this one. Now, what I showed you was the command line interface. Now, what is the one I am stating about the IDE? So IDE, you have an integrated development environment. The reason why it's it's called command line interface, it's because you have to type line by line. There are no icons, no GUI. You know what is GUI? Graphical User Interface. Okay? So, this, I will show you now a sample of the graphical user interface. Okay. Do you see now? My SQL developer. So this is an IDE. Instead, we have GUI. All we need to do is click and write. So this, as you can see, are connections. Connections to what? Since Oracle is a database, right? So you just click and I have here any name you want. So for example, I have already done it here. So I will make a new one, trial. You can see, what I'm doing po.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so for example, because we have schemas, I will inform you about that later, but I just want you to have an idea of the installation and what you're going to use before I keep on blabbing about the other things that you won't understand. At least now you will be able to see what I am talking about. So username, we have schemas, we have HR, we have Scott. So let's use HR. So HR, in my password there, I already put it there. And what is my SID? My SID is ORCL, and I will test. Wait, what happened? Okay, let's try Scott. Yes. Okay, what happened? IL, Oracle, yeah. SysDBA. Insufficient privileges. Okay, so let's try system. Yeah, so that's how you will do the database. You will just fill it up with any name and whatever it is that you want. I will show you the schemas later. So I have here made, this is the database that I have been connected to. That is R. And you will see here, it will be loading all the tables that are inside. So this is my workspace. All of this is where I will type the commands. What are the commands? We are going to be using the commands syntax structure of SQL. Okay? So I have here, have employees, as you can see. These are my tables. So the table here, we call it employees. And I have here the column name, the data type, and this is what I will be explaining to you. How are we going to be doing this? So this is your IDE, and the other one, you can use this one, or if you want, you can use the command prompt in executing and connecting to an Oracle database. Kuha po? Naintindihan po? So
Yes, ma'am.
we have tables and everything. Okay. So yun lang, that is the thing you have to do. Install database. Now, install Oracle. With SQL Developer, all you have to do is type, you have to install this also. You have to download, it's free. Since Oracle is free, it's a free source. This one is for educational purposes. Okay. That's why it's free. You might be confused. Why is it SQL have payments? Why is it Oracle is just giving it out for open source? Because Oracle, when you're going to be, it's their advertisement since they are more expensive than MySQL, but they are very robust and dependable compared to SQL. Okay, so we will close this one. We will now go to Stop sharing. What am I? Yeah. Okay, so we will now go to wait. How to okay, lectures. Yeah. Okay. So you can see database administration. So you might be wondering programmer, but there are many in the hierarchy. You will see there are different kinds of administrator. It's network, it's database, it's the system that has so many. So we have here database administrators. So in other words, you are in charge of the database. Okay, database, it's just small, but if you are included part of a multi-million company, then definitely maintaining database, it's really very hard. And this is where the money is, I'm telling you. So database administrator, installing, creating, modifying, enrolling, controlling, everything in the database is your responsibility. That is if you want that job. Another one is security officers. So what are these? They are enrolls user and controls and monitors user access to database and maintains system security. Now, if you're a database administrator, you are not responsible for this because that is the job of a security officer. So, from the word itself, security, he is going to secure the data. Another administrator, network administrator. So, this is what they are doing. So, administer Oracle networking products such as Oracle Net Services. Now, what are Oracle Net Services? There we have Oracle Net Listener, Connection Manager, Net Configuration Assistant, Oracle Net Manager. So when you install the data, the Oracle, all of this we will be discussing. It is in your computer, in your laptop as you install database at Oracle. Okay? So another job that you will might be aware of, application developers. So application, it can be mobile, it can be scripting, it can be web. So many fields of IT. That's why we have what we call specialization. Remember, all of you have IT. From first year to second year, all of you have common subjects. But when it comes to later part of second year and the whole of your third year, you will be having specialization. That is what we call BSIT major in network, BS in IT major in multimedia track, network track, database track. So you understand now, if you want database, most probably you will be database administrator. If you want security, cybersecurity, security officer, if you want game development, mobile development, then you will be application developers. Is it getting a little bit clear now? BSIT is a very large conundrum. It's not just one. That's why we have majors. Okay? Is it clear po? And we have, if you have developers, of course, they have administrator. And what are we? Well, for example, the hierarchy administrators, we have the database user. So they are the ones typically responsible for the usual lower tasks of entering, modifying, and deleting without worrying about the codes or how it's going to be implemented. In other words, when we say users, simply we just use. We don't care about the code. We don't care about the speed type, the bandwidth. So these are all for the application or database administrators. You have to know the difference between a user, an administrator, a programmer, a developer. Okay? So, these are the tasks. It's already in your LMS. Evaluate, install, plan, create, backup, enroll, implement, backup. Okay? So, this roles. Okay, check the hardware requirements. So this, Mr. Ulep is requiring what are the hardware requirements. So mostly, at least even AMD 64, what we're talking about is physical memory RAM. So 1 gigabyte. The normal for now, for laptops, 4 gigabyte. So, okay lang po yun. If we have, we can add more memory, RAM. Because in the computer, you look at your laptop, if we can still add another RAM. Okay? And this space, told you around 6, 7 gigabyte. Video adapter, 256 colors for your video screen resolution. So these are the minimum for 32-bit. Okay, now let's go to 64-bit. So almost the same, but the processor is 550 megahertz. So now virtual memory should have 2 gigabyte and 16 gigabytes set. And it's just the difference between virtual and processor for Windows. Okay, hard disk space. So this one, this is the requirements that is needed. Oracle Home 3.6. So you can see how big Oracle. That's why when you want to go into programming, I urge you minimum of 8 gigabyte for laptops, 4 gigabyte for iOS, for mobile development. It will crawl, believe me. Okay, so the softwares are here. So these are all. Important thing is the latest for Java environment and Visual. Okay, if you have programming for your Microsoft Visual Studio, so and you have Java, then you will just add little more and it will inform you what software it is needing. Okay, so this one, we can use TCP IP. So my listener is just TCP. So these are the software requirements and focus area. Okay. So in the first part of Oracle database, you can see it is just one-liner. It is not a procedure. If you just want, wait, I'll show you. Where is that? Okay. This is the Oracle architecture. As I've shown you in the IDE of SQL Developer, you have your table. And your table name is HR employee. And in your table, you have columns. Now, your columns, this will be your names. And rows, these are your data. Okay, simple as that. So, we have instances. So, if you have time, if you can read, since we only have 1 hour for this, instances exists, it's logical in the server's memory. It is called in the system global area. Okay, and let me see. We have client server architecture and multiple servers. So we have the physical storage, the data files like this, and control files. We have the database. So this one, if you will read, you will not understand. It is best to be shown in programming. So this is the logical structure. The data files, you have your database. You have system. These are your default. Okay, we call them table spaces. You have your table spaces, you have your segments, and the smallest is black. So just remember the bits, the bytes, the megabytes, the gigabytes, that is like data files. Okay, so let's see. This is what I'm telling you, the schemas. Schema. We have tables, indices, view. So let's go to tables. So what I showed you is the HR schema. In the HR schema, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tables. So this is given, this is included when you download Oracle. This is what I told you about the educational purposes of Oracle. So they included already a database that we can use for studying. So in here, we have the employees department. So this one, we will be able to manipulate the database by using the SQL. Okay? Human resource department. So in here. So this is what I told you. SQL plus, and you will type system, the default, unless then I will teach you how to create user and to grant privileges and what are the roles. But the default, when you install its system and whatever password you have inputted. Okay? And this is the SQL developer. So this is the command line interface, the command prompt, the MS-DOS. And this one is the integrated development environment, IDE. So what's the difference? Command line. It means to say, if you want something done, you have to type it line by line. Not like in developer, in IDE, in SQL developer, you have GUI. You have to click, you have to type, and you don't have to, if there is, the problem is if you have mistakes or error, you have to go back again. It's very tedious in command line, in command prompt. But in here, it's very easy to rectify. Okay? Any questions so far? Hello, are you still there? Anyone still there? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
How is it? Are you sleeping or still okay?
No, still okay.
Okay, so this time I will show you how we're going to be, because I need to explain a bit about what is Oracle 11G. So now this is how I'm going to show you how is it that what I'm saying that we're going to be using SQL commands for Oracle database. So can you see in here? So this is the SQL statements and the execute. Where am I? Is it, what's this? Lecture 2. Okay. So this is the SQL statement. So what does SQL means? It means structured query language. So this is your department name. So where is this coming from? Department name and departments. Remember the HR schema? HR schema, remember the seven tables, they have departments, and department has a column, department name. So if you want to see the department name in departments, use this command. From Select whatever it is you want, the column name from what table you want. And what are we using? The Oracle server. Okay? So, in here, this is the SQL statements. We have the data manipulation language. So what commands are there? That is select, insert, update, delete, and merge. So that is DML. Now what about definition language? From the word itself, definition. We create, we alter, we rename, we truncate, right? So that's everything in there. Okay? And where is it? Yeah. And we have the control language, data control language. This is what I'm telling you. We only have, the default is system user. So we can create a user. We will grant them how to select, insert, update, alt, and we can revoke. What do you grant? Giving them permission, revoke, removing their permission. And transaction control, this is the commit, rollback, save point. So all of this we will discuss. So in here, so when you say SQL statement, select statement retrieves information from the database. Now, with select statement, you can do projection. What is projection? As you can see, they are highlighted colored violet. It means select the columns in a table that are returned by a query. So you will select columns and you call that projection. Okay? But when you want rows, it means selection. Now, if you want to join, then we will be displaying multiple tables. So remember, projection, columns, selection, rows, and tables joining will displaying multiple tables. So this is the basic select statement syntax. So you have the select keyword, distinct column. I will inform you what is alias, and from table. What is our table? Our table is department and our column is department name. Now, select identifies the column to be displayed. Remember, select column. And this asterisk or star, it means, it signifies everything in the column on the table. Okay? So, in here, selects all column and keyword select. So let's see how it's done. So in here, select all columns, that's the star, from departments. So you can see here, department ID, department name, department manager. So all of these are the column under what table? The table is department. Simple as that. Okay? If you want to know what is in the table, just use star and you will see all. Okay? Now, if you want a specific column, this one, all. This one, specific column. So, I just want the department ID and the location ID. And from department. So, just write it. If you want more than one, just put a comma and it will be okay. So, the output is here, location ID, department ID. Okay? Specific columns. Now, writing SQL statements. Number one, they are not case sensitive like C++. It can be entered in one or more lines. Why? Because if you put semicolon, that it means it's end. Okay? And keywords cannot be abbreviated or split across lines. So it means to say, if the keyword is selection, you cannot put underscore or you cannot put hyphen. It should be what it is. And clauses are usually placed on separate lines. When you do indentation, as you can see here, there are indentation. It's just for readability. Okay? And terminate semicolons if you have multiple statements. Okay? It signifies the end. Now column heading defaults for SQL Developer, it's left align. For heading, it's uppercase. Now for SQL underscore or the command line interface, it's left aligned, right aligned, uppercase. So simple. So let's see. Let's try this one. Column headings are displayed in uppercase and are left. Select last name. So last name, when you see column headings are left aligned if it is in uppercase. Now, we have here the data, last name, hire date, and salary. So column headings are displayed in uppercase. So heading, last name, hire date, salary, all of them are all capital. In other words, uppercase. And they are left aligned. Okay? Next. We have arithmetic operation, plus, minus, multiplication, and division. So, I have, what is employees? Is that a table or a column heading? That's a table. Table from what? From the schema HR. And we have the columns last name, salary. Now, I want the salary to add additional 300. So I can just put salary plus 300 and you will get it here. Now, I don't like this one. I can change that. I will show you later. So salary, for example, this one, 240,000 plus 300 will be 240,000, 240,300. So it's 24,000, sorry, 24,300. So all of the salary will be added 300. This is what it does in SQL. So the same thing. Operator precedence, remember the MDAS, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. In here, the number one for computing is modulo, the exponent, okay? So 12 times salary plus 100. So we will first execute the multiplication plus 100. Unless you specify that you want salary plus 100 first before multiplied. But without any parentheses, the MDAS in multiplication will be implemented. Okay? So, what is a null value? A null value, it doesn't mean it's zero in SQL. It means it's unavailable, unassigned, unknown, or inapplicable. It doesn't mean it's zero. So it's not available. So for example, in here, I have 3 columns. Last name, job ID, salary. The commission. Okay? So in here, all of this, why we have null, it's because King and Kokar have no commission. Only these 3, that's why it's available. That's why it's not available, it's null. That is how null is being used. It doesn't mean it's zero. It's not available. Okay? Now, what is alias? Alias. Alias, whatever it is, tomato, it's up to you. So it renames a column. Remember this one? I don't want salary plus 300. So it can be, I can have new salary, additional salary. So I can use alias. So how is it? Renames a column is useful with calculation. So how would I know that it's alias? Immediately follows the column name. Or you can use as keyword. So let's see. Requires double quotation marks if it contains spaces or special characters, or if it is case sensitive. So let's see. So in here, instead of the column name, last name, I use alias since I use as. So last name as name. So that's why in here it become name. And commission, here I did not use as, but it comes after com. That's why it's here. Understand? So last name in here, and I will know because this one is already. Now, if you want a different format, a case sensitive, this one as is, name. But if you want it, remember, all the column headings are uppercase. That's why even if you write encoded it in lowercase, it is uppercase. So if you want this format, you have to use double quotation. Okay? Simple as that. So, what do you mean by concatenation? Concatenation, we will use two vertical bars and you will include both. You will join them. For example, last name, Abesa. And what is the ID? And all of this, the alias is employees. That's why, and it is not in uppercase because I put double quotation. That's why this format is in here, employees. So last name and the job ID. Okay, that is concatenation. Now, are you okay? Still okay? Or am I going too fast? So this is a simple review on SQL. Okay? So, literal character string, number or date that is included in select statement. Date and character literal values must be enclosed within single quotation marks. So this is what I'm saying when it comes to programming. You have to know the syntax. Each character string is output once for each. So for example, select last name, concatenated. So if my last name is Miguel, and it will include is a and the job. Remember here, it's just here. Where is it? Yeah, this one. It's just concatenation. Abesa rep. But I want to put in here is a. This is what we call literal characters. So is a not, you will not use double quotation. You will just use single quotation. So this is the output. The last name is a, the job ID. Okay? That is literal character strings. And this one is an example of that. Okay? So this one, alternative code for operators. Yeah, same thing. Now, in a database, one thing that we are going to be sure of is to avoid reiteration, repetitive, or duplication. So if you will just use select department ID from employees, you will have this one. Now, if you will put the word distinct, it means original, then it will not have duplicate. Simple as that. Okay? You want to see all the master list, it is here. But if you want distinct, use distinct to know the original without duplication. Okay? Okay, so this one, the one I showed you, describe. Okay, that's it. So that is what we're going to be using in SQL.